In this episode, we'll be discussing the recent reveals at Monday's Pokemon Presents. Welcome to the Switch Clicks Podcast, episode 125, recorded on February 28th, 2023. My name is Dakota, and today I'm joined by Tyler.
Hello!
Of course, two of us are kind of the only people who are interested in Pokemon, kind of out of the four of us.
I can talk to other people about Pokemon, but it is kind of like the picture of the guy talking to the girl with his arm over his shoulder, and I like the basketball game. That's what it feels like. Talking their ear off, and they're like, okay.
Even I'm not that far into a Pokemon fan.
So it's actually really interesting because when Riolu has a certain move and just start going off on competitive Pokemon strategies.
And there was a decent amount of stuff announced. Overall, kinda meh, honestly.
Yeah, I'd say so. And I think that's good because I feel like if they announced a new Pokemon game or something like that, that would make me incredibly worried because the speed at which they released the last two games is unrivaled. And I really don't want, the fact that they didn't release a new Pokemon game, let me go okay. But let's get into it, I think. Let's start talking about what the Pokemon Presents had prepared for us ponderers. I tried to alliterate there. It did not work out very well. We have, first up, a little game called Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Almost as Sword and Shield, didn't mean to. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet showed off some new Terra Raid battles, which isn't that impressive. Most of the time it's like Pikachu or Greninja, just things like that. Little special things. But this time we have fancy new ones that introduce two new Pokemon. Two new Paradox form Pokemon. This one's being a version of Suicune called Walking Wake and a version of Virizion called Iron Leaves. And overall, meh, kind of what I have to say.
Yeah, I believe they teased these two in one of the books that you could read kind of in the finale of the game. They look a lot cooler in the sketches.
I'd be willing to agree. I'd have to say it's another massive L for Pokemon Violet enjoyers because, again, it's just Virizion, but it's a robot. But Walking Wake is like a cool redesign to make Suicune look like a T-Rex.
In the Pokedex entry for the green one, I don't have a name for that. I think in the original Pokedex entry, it said it would protect humanity. But in the new Pokedex entry, it says it harms humanity and humanity hides from it. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool. I just wish its design was more visually interesting. And it wasn't Virizion, except there's some red on it, and it's also a robot. Which is, I don't know. I feel like there's more you can do. I don't know what I kind of a decent idea what other people are thinking about this. Think we are in we're in the common denominator of what people are thinking. It seems like a lot of people are like, that's pretty cool, but it's just two new Pokemon. There isn't uproar or super crazy excitement for it. Speaking of kind of crazy excitement, Pokemon Sleep got a trailer finally. Took long enough. In fact, okay, actually, I think it is a good. It's good that it took so long for a trailer to come out because it just shows that the app works really well. It just knocked them out. They were snoozing for so long, and I think they finally woke up, showing the usefulness of Pokemon Sleep. So I think that's a good marketing strategy. Overall, though, Pokemon Sleep is. It looks like it's really boring.
I mean, yeah, I think it's more of just what they're trying to get Pokemon into every nook and cranny of a health sector.
Yeah.
Because Pokemon Go already did that. So if it's just okay, you're going to sleep now, and hopefully I can connect it to a separate device, not the Pokemon Plus, whatever.
It seems almost dystopian. You can't even get out of sleeping without thinking Pokemon. I think you can now probably live your entire life of Pokemon merchandise.
Probably. Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah. Every single minute of your waking life, and even now sleeping life, is taken up by pocket monsters. Kinda worrying, but hey, sometimes you can get a sleeping looking Pikachu on your phone, and it wakes you up with a smile in your Pokemon Pikachu themed bed, Pikachu blankets, Charmander onesie that you fall asleep in. Do you think Pokemon has sold a house at some point?
There's hotels.
In your Pokemon themed hotel. that you've been living in forever. It's
And then in the morning, you'll go get your Pokemon-themed coffee and Gengar theme. Actually, I think it's a Gengar coffee. And
Gengar coffee.
I believe it's what's the water starter from Sword and Shield?
That would be Sobble.
Sobble, that's his name. I believe there's a Sobble, maybe pancakes at the cafe.
Yeah. I think I saw something like there's Eevee themed like cupcakes or something. They were going around for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's another. If you're tired of your
This
Sobble pancakes, you can move on to other delicacies.
this would be a perfect transition into Cafe Remix, but nobody cares about that
no one
game,
cares about
so we
Cafe
will move
Remix.
on.
The trailer looked kind of pretty though. When he was making the food,
Yeah, that art
I
style
was
is
like,
always
that
cool.
looks yummy. And then it moved into Cafe Remix, and I passed out.
Passed out for Pokemon Sleep.
Passed out for Pokemon. I was just ready for it at this point. Actually, I don't remember if Sleep was after or before. I don't care. I booted up Pokemon Sleep, the app that's not out, and took a little nap as they talked about Pokemon Unite and Pokemon Cafe Remix.
The other thing I want to mention is the new device that they're going to sell with Pokemon Sleep. It's called the Pokemon Go Plus Plus. Insane
Yeah.
naming convention, but sure.
Yeah, and I honestly don't see I kind of get the point, but I had a friend that bought the Pokemon Go Plus, and I don't think he used it for very long. He's just like, he thought it was going to be cool, and I don't know, it just kind of takes the fun out of Pokemon Go. It just makes it like, instead of being able to turn your phone off and not think about Pokemon Go for a moment, it's like, well, you could be catching Tauros. Have you thought about that? And actually that makes Pokemon Go Plus did sell really, really well. So I guess making another one, they're probably capitalizing like a years old product success.
Yeah, and it wasn't very clear in the trailer what it specifically does, but I'm pretty sure it's like one of those things you either keep on your side of your bed or under your pillow that can get you slightly more information of how well you slept.
Which is
would be
also
nice.
weird. But
yes.
and so it's so very strange. Do you think this time they'll have like if you have the Pokemon Go Plus, you can get Mew in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee? Do you think they're going to do that again? This is the only way you can get,
without a doubt,
the new mythical Pokemon, Zarude. Is that the Pokemon's name? I don't know. There's like a monkey that was released a while ago. That's like
they technically already. I think they already did that. In Pokemon Go, if you connect your Pokemon Go Plus Plus, you'll get the Snorlax with a hat.
Oh yeah. I mean, that isn't a Mew, but it's still something, I guess.
Snorlax with a hat.
Yeah, Snorlax with a hat that you can't transfer anywhere because it's a unique model. So I guess if you're buying the Pokemon Go Plus Plus, you're a big Pokemon Go fan. So I don't think you care about transferring Pokemon.
I think the next thing is the Netflix show, which I was not expecting them to talk about, considering I think it was a rumor for the past few years.
Yeah, I had I don't think I heard the rumors. I was like surprised greatly.
I'm not sure who was on the episode, but we actually did talk about this back on episode 45 of the Switch Clicks podcast. Let's see who it is. It was just me and Dathan.
Okay. I was about to say, I probably just forgot.
Yeah, so it was just me and Nathan, and I think we just discussed how it could like make a cinematic universe with Detective Pikachu. Obviously, that didn't happen.
Yeah. I honestly think it's really cool though. I like stop motion a lot, and a Pokemon stop motion TV show sounds really cool. But also, it sounds like I'm gonna get like 6 Twitter clips about it of like really cool scenes, and I don't think the show's gonna be that entertaining.
Yeah, as long as it has a decent amount of episodes and they're all like full length, at least like 20 minutes, and there's a plot with good dialogue and character progression, I think it's good. But if they just pull another Pokemon YouTube.
Oh yeah, the Pokemon YouTube. I mean, to be fair, some of those are really good. Like some of the actual animated stuff they do. Oh,
well, yeah, but they're individual episodes.
On my keyboard. But yeah, I think as long as it's an actual TV show, that's good. If it's like I Am Groot or the Grogu made by Studio Ghibli stuff, and I guess I'll watch an episode and see where it's at. Oh, also, it's Pokemon Concierge. That's how you pronounce it, right?
Concierge, yeah. Like
That's a
I
crazy
believe it's
name.
like a hotel resort.
Yeah, which is like it's very weird to call it Pokemon Concierge when you could. I feel like as much as it's like kind of boring, Pokemon Hotel or Pokemon Resort Island or something like that sounds more like a TV show. It feels like Concierge feels like a thesaurus or an almost kind of weird translation. The next one I'm honestly pretty confused by. They announced Pokemon the trading card game Classic. What? What's this? I don't know.
I I think it's just like a very minimalist um setup for a two-player round. So you probably get all 151 cards or whatever how many cards were available in the original deck, and they're just premium embossed uh designs from the original trading card game.
Okay.
Um so you can play, and it's just a collector's item. I assume it's going to be more than $200
Yeah,
easy.
that sounds about right. Because I was gonna say like they already did this with Pokemon Evolutions, like a whole like rebranding the old stuff. So I guess if it's a collector's item, that makes more sense. I was just under the impression that it was another TCG thing. I mean, it is a TCG, but like another set, which would be very strange. It won't diminish the like the value of Holo Charizard because it won't be the same thing. But it will be funny that you can just buy Holo Charizard now. It looks like.
Yeah, it looked embossed, or at least there was some like texture they added to it too.
Mm-hmm.
So that looks pretty cool. It's like a premium collector's edition.
Mm-hmm. It's like
I'm probably not gonna buy it, but it's pretty cool.
it's not really like that, but it reminds me of there's like a metal Pokemon card or something of Mew. It's like an ancient Pokemon card that I remember seeing on like the playground, and I was enamored. I needed to get my hands on this. I did not get my hands on it, but I feel like that this could be the new rich kid brings his Pokemon trading card game classic to the bench at recess, but Oop opens it up and all the kids around as like the shining light glows in their face are like, oh, wow. Yet again, we have another not proof of concept, but more proof that Pokemon should get voice acting. As Pokemon Masters EX yet again just shows that voice acting good. It sounds nice when Leon has a British accent and not just doesn't talk.
Little British people.
It's very funny. It made sense, but every time I heard like Leon talk, and I was like, "Oh, British accent, that makes sense." Then I saw Hop, I'm like, "Oh, here he comes, British accent. There you go." And then Marnie, I'm like, "Oh no, don't do it again! Don't do it again, British accent." And
Yeah,
I think
the
that's
Marty
really
one kind of
funny.
hurt.
It it makes sense, but I don't think I ever read any character in Pokemon Sword and Shield to have a British accent.
Yeah, me neither.
I would read. I don't think I can see Rose with a British accent or his brother Peony. I don't imagine British accents on them, so it's very funny to think about. But yeah, Pokemon, do it. Voice act now. I demand it.
And I think the last thing we're gonna mention is the I was about to say Sword and Shield again.
I've done this too many times.
Scarlet and
Scarlet Violet
Violet.
Sword and Shield. It's rough.
Yeah, it is. The Scarlet and Violet DLC that we all kind of saw coming.
Mm-hmm. I was worried for a moment there. I saw it initially. I'm like, is this a new game? Don't tell me this is a new game. Because I saw like the little masks, and I was like, is that starter Pokemon? Are they making another one? But they're not, luckily. I mean,
they revealed that we will be getting a two-parter DLC, just like Sword and Shield's DLC. Part one is called The Teal Mask, Part 2 is called the Indigo Disc. All they really revealed about each of them was a promotional image for kind of each DLC part. So the first part of the DLC was called the Teal Mask. And the little blurb that it gives us is it has you visiting the land of Kitakami on a school trip. It looked pretty cool. I believe they showed off 4 new Pokemon. I would not be able to name them.
Yes. I don't know their names very well, but there's the legendary, which just kind of looks like a goblin with a mask. And I'm a big fan of him personally. But then we're given
I am
almost
also.
starter-esque looking Pokemon, where you have a bird, like a little red bird, like a black and red bird with purple accents. Looks pretty nice. You have a big green dog that kind of looks like you know in Undertale when the annoying dog is big. I don't remember what it's called. I haven't played the game. But it kind of looks like that. It's a big buff dog. And then you have the blue monkey. This monkey, I think his name is it's like Monkey Dory, his name. As like Hunky Dory. I think I remember all their names now because they're named after like happiness. You have Monkey Dory, Okie Doggy, like Okie Dokie, and then I don't remember the bird. The bird's to do with serendipity. It's like something dippity, which is very strange. But what I was gonna say was the blue monkey. Do you know the first evolution of the pseudo legendary in Scarlet and Violet?
Yes.
Yeah, he's like a little blue grayish guy. He is imagine that like, and everyone kind of thought he looked ugly because he was just like a little coffee bean looking guy. They just did it again with the monkey.
Yeah. He's very tall for some reason.
The blue monkey is so I don't know. It's such a weird design concept, and he is like the first Pokemon in a hot minute that I don't really think looks like a Pokemon that much. He looks actually more like an Undertale enemy. But that's all I have to say about those funky little dudes that were brought up in the first half of the DLC.
Yeah. Personally, Pokemon are okay. I'm okay with that.
Fair enough.
I kind of like the setting is pretty interesting. I'll talk about more of it when we get to the second part because there's a bit of a connection there. But
Oh.
Kitagami. So would that technically sounds a little bit Japanese? So like it's on a school trip. Are we going all the way from Spain back to Japan, which could be right next to I don't know what Pokemon Japan?
Well, I mean, like I think Kanto and Johto, and maybe Sinnoh are all Japanese, so could be one of them.
Yeah,
It's
I mean
also
that's pretty
like,
sick.
yeah. When it first showed up, I was like, "Is this a new Legends game that they're announcing?" Because
Yeah, a lot of
all
people
the
had
old
that
stuff.
question.
I was like, "Is this like Pokemon Legends Syllabi?" It's not. And then for a moment, I was like, "Is this a time travel plot?" It's not. It's just a exchange thing, like a school trip.
Yeah, I might as well mention it now, but I think my theory is because there's so much stuff about the future and past for Scarlet and Violet, I think these 2 DLCs will cover the past, part 1, and you'll get
Okay.
to like explore kind of like an old timey, not really time travel, but you'll get to explore the past of Kitagami,
Oh, so you think like the
which
school
will
trip is like we're going to Area Zero or something? And
maybe
like
not
time
that
travel or
far.
whatever? No, okay.
Yeah, it's probably not that. You're probably just gonna go fly over there, and it'll be like, "Cool, this is the origin of this Pokemon." And then for part 2, we're going to this like it didn't even look like anything to explore. It just looked like a freaking school on a lake or on an ocean.
Yeah.
So I
I
don't
saw
know
the
what's going
first
on there.
I saw the first one and I was like, okay, this is definitely the past. And then I saw the other one, I'm like, why? I thought this was gonna be like very futuristic. It's not. It's just more Scarlet Violet, which is very strange.
Yeah. for the part 2 is called the Indigo Disc. It will see you become an exchange student at the Blueberry Academy, which I guess is the middle ground between a orange and a grape.
I guess I could see that. Well, actually, I'd argue it's more of like a plum would be like the middle ground between both. But you go off Nintendo.
It kind of reminds me of the evil team from Sun and Moon a little bit.
Like Team Skull, or are you saying the
the
Foundation?
actual evil team?
Yeah, okay, the Aether
the Foundation.
Yeah, I
Which
can
is cool.
see that.
They're not going to do anything with that, but yeah, it looks cool. Character design from that area, top notch.
I don't think I paid enough attention. I'm curious.
Well,
But
time to look it up.
I don't think they announced other new Pokemon outside of the Legendary. So I did see, however, on Twitter that if you outline the Paldea region, it looks like the turtle, and then its little like gem on the back of the legendary turtle that's introduced in the Indigo Disc is in like the same spot that Area Zero is, kind of the same shape. So it could be like a giant turtle island scenario.
I think in one of the books they also had something mentioned like that. But I don't remember. I didn't really look into much of the plot of the game, honestly.
Fair enough. I saw the
because of the little gameplay that they did show, I think that was gameplay. I really hope this isn't just like a tournament arc. Like we're just fighting Pokemon.
Oh yeah. We did just do that in the last game.
Yeah.
But it does kind of look like it's going to be a tournament arc.
The Elite Four or something. They would do that.
They're cooler and better and more elite.
Oh, the photo that I sent you has the girl on the top right cut off, but she has pretty cool character design.
I mean, yeah, Pokemon has yet to fail, I think, in like cool looking people character art. Or at least if they did fail, I forgot about it. There's that too.
Yeah.
But
is that it?
Yeah. I think it says in the notes that the legendary, so the little monkey is called Ogerpon, and the little turtle that I mentioned is called Terrapagos. And also it has like Pokemon types on its back. So I don't know what that means, but maybe it's like the origin of all the Pokemon types. And yeah.
I have to assume it's the origin of terrestrialization, which will
that would make so much more sense. Never mind. That makes a lot of sense. It has
But what does that have to do
name.
with this? What is this? What does this little turtle thing have to do with this random school in the ocean? I have a lot of questions.
Overall, I'd say this was a successful Pokemon Presents. It got people talking, and the stuff they announced, if I'm being completely honest, I'm probably only going to touch the DLC. I don't think I'm doing anything else. I don't even think I'm going to get Walking Wake or Iron Leaves. I don't really feel like booting up Scarlet and Violet right now.
Me neither. Unless they are a part of the DLC's Pokedex, I will not be trying.
Yeah, there's probably going to be another way to get them. So
I would hope so, because I think they're only available for like a month.
There's yet to be another way to get Diancie, Hoopa and Volcanion from Gen 6, the Mythicals, have yet to get another distribution, I don't think. Which is insane. And very annoying for me, who's been trying to like fill out a living dex over the course of years, and I just missed out on the events, so I can't get them. Which, that sucks. Actually, I lied. There was a Volcanion event. There's not been, I don't think there's been a Hoopa one, though.
I think the last thing I want to mention, Zipstrika is back. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm waiting for.
They also, Snubble's back too. My favorite Pokemon. I haven't been able to play a game with Snubble since Sun and Moon. And
Oh my
since then, I
gosh.
got 2 Pokemon Go shiny Snubbles. So one's a Gramble, one's a Snubble, and I just couldn't use them because it's they weren't in the games. So I can finally push them over from Pokemon Home and finally play with my favorite Pokemon.
Yeah. Zebstrika has not been available in a Pokemon game since Black 2. That was over 10 years ago.
Is that true?
That is. Because I don't know. I guess you could import it, but
Oh yeah, you could import it. Could have sworn.
basically that was the only game since now that you could get it. Insane.
Huh. That's crazy.
Peak horse design.
Technically not a horse. Gonna be that guy. This is a zebra.
It's a zebra.
Yeah, so maybe think about it better next time.
So is Giraffe a horse?
I'm so sorry. You are sorely mistaken. You see, Zebstrika was able to appear in Mirage spots in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, meaning like you had to get lucky that your daily island would have a Zebstrika on it. So
Oh my goodness.
technically, you could have got it in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire if you were super
Pushes
dedicated.
glasses up.
But yeah, my sucks in the saliva that had been building up over my braces. So I push my overly comedic sized glasses up on the bridge of my nose.
Thank you for joining us and discussing the recent reveals at Monday's Pokemon Presents. We'd love it if you could follow us on Twitter and listen to future episodes on Spotify and iTunes. Join our community Discord server to continue today's discussion. And we'll see you next time on the Switch Clicks podcast.